Your business plan is really going to be presented in your pitch deck, right? So your introduction, you're going to talk about the problem that's in the world and how you can solve it, right? You're also going to talk about the market opportunity, right? So what is the total market? How much you plan to acquire? Don't say that. Don't say, "Hey, I want to acquire 1% of this market." That's not as enticing to investors as you may think it is. There's a big shark that comes and takes most of the market, right? Or a few sharks that take most of the market, and everybody's fighting out for that other percent. So that 1% you think that's super attainable is actually probably the most difficult thing to achieve. It's better to say, "Hey, we're going to come in and try to be in. We're trying to be the top 2 or 3 players in the space. That's what we want to be. That's what we believe we can be." That's a better story than, "Hey, we're just trying to attack 1% of that." If it looks like that, I would say then you need to segment the market a bit more and talk about your core customers, and not just say, "Hey, we're going to capture this X space. We're going to aim to capture 50% of this market value or 40% of this market value." And that's how it goes. Something like that. Product. So this is where you might have an MVP, minimum viable product, you might not, but demonstrating the product is a really good thing you can do during your pitch. Your go-to market strategy. How do you plan to get your first few clients, or how do you plan to ramp up your first few clients? So what's your go-to market strategy? Even if it's a great idea, it doesn't matter if your team can't execute. So in the team, you're trying to show us, why should we trust you and put money in you and the people around you? Who have you recruited? Who has bought in, right? We shouldn't be the first people you sell to, right? First, you have sold to either your customers or you built a team. Right? That's the first people who you've made the sale to about your vision, your idea. Financials, meaning the business model. Okay, you're going to get X amount percent. This is going to be your cost breakdown. This is your revenue breakdown. These are your projections over 5 years, etc. Look, we look at that. Some people get excited. I tend to look at pitch decks, and I'm not really looking at the projections that much. I want to see, okay, is this person a big idea person, a small idea? Can this person execute if this becomes a really big idea, right? What's going to happen if this becomes a really small idea? So these are things that I'm balancing. Other angels have their way. The VCs definitely have their own way of doing things. But this is something to think about.